And we're back.
And we're back. Okay.
Okay. Can you hear us now? Give us a thumbs up if you can hear us in the chat room.
Thumbs up if you can hear us in the chat room. We're getting started. This is some new program that obviously we
need to test out some
need
more.
to test out a little bit more, which is really
awesome.
fun. Yes.
Okay, we got a yes.
Okay, good. Okay.
We have some gremlins.
There's some fun music going on. Okay, thank you, everybody. Oh, my goodness gracious.
Okay.
So, without further... Now this one will be intentional. Hey, you gotta go with it and have some fun. All right, good.
Awesome.
All right. So here we are, without further ado.
Welcome. So, yeah, today is June 17th.
Yep.
And today's a good day. So, I don't know if they're present yet. They're probably busy celebrating, but I wanted to wish my parents a happy 42nd anniversary.
42nd?
Yeah.
Wow. Bravo.
Yeah. So they might be catching the replay later. So I wanted to wish them a happy anniversary. And we have people that we know that have birthdays. We have a client who had a baby today. So
yes, one of our clients had a baby today.
It's a great day.
This is for a client that brought in a new baby today. Congratulations.
Denise, I heard it's your husband's birthday today.
And good. All right, Denise's birthday. Good job. All right. Well, I'm glad that we have some folks here. Thanks for working with us and being patient with us figuring out some new things. We're playing with all of our new toys, and so you guys are...
You're, experiencing it right along with us.
You're growing with us as we're kind of figuring some things out. So, yeah, that's... What else are you going to do? You don't know unless you go. It's funny, with a lot of these programs that we're doing to do live, you can't test it until you're live.
It's true.
You can't.
Yeah.
So you don't really know what's going on until you're
live.
Actually live.
Right,
so
right.
Anyway.
So here we are.
So yes, we're going to go ahead and kind of get started. And I know some more people are probably going to trickle in and whatnot. Again, thanks to the individuals who are here. So yeah, here's an interesting thing is, you're checking out the comments.
Yeah. And hey, Paul, see you just jumped on.
Oh, cool. Paul McKee joined us.
Luke Hendon.
Hello, Luke. How are you doing? Thanks for joining. Appreciate it. So I think everyone that's here probably knows who we are, but there's going to be people that are going to be watching the replay. A lot of people watch the replay, so we need to introduce ourselves.
Right.
So I'm Stéph and Shay.
I'm Shay Shafidal.
We are the co-founders of Success Training Company. We are also the co-authors of
Master Your Mind Power,
which is a user manual for your mind and the ultimate guide to mental toughness.
Yeah, so we launched just about a month ago now on May 20th. And
crazy, about a month ago.
Yeah, it's
been an action-packed last month.
It's just flown by, and it's been really, really, really good. And we thank you all for your support, and it's just been a fun ride.
Yep.
And learning a lot of stuff as we go, and we're working on our big goal, which is to get 1 million copies out.
And we're
over the next
I'd say the way that I'd calculate things, that we're on schedule, which is really exciting. It's been a whirlwind in an awesome way. So many learnings. I mean, everything from learning about Facebook Live to new technology to anything that's required in launching and promoting a book. But anyway, so yes, we've officially launched it. Have you received your copy of your book? In the chat room for anybody that's watching.
Yeah, either your paperback or your PDF copy,
right,
or a Kindle version.
Right.
Let us know.
Let us know in the chat room if you have received those. Yeah, cool. Hey, Glenn.
Hey, Glenn.
Glenn, good
Welcome.
to see you.
Good to see you.
I would imagine Amy is right there beside you, and hopefully you guys maybe have a glass of wine or something.
Hey, Amy.
We're always curious and nosy. What is the libation of choice for the evening? So we're curious to always find out. And it's okay. Tonight. I'm not drinking sparkling for once. I'm just doing normal still water today, which is good. Hey, so good to see you.
Paul got yours. 100 pages left. Awesome.
Wow. So Paul's almost done with the book. He's
Nice.
about 2/3 on his way. Glenn says tethered. I love you, Glenn. That's freaking awesome.
Denise, you got the PDF. Good.
Good. You got the PDF. And so for those of you, if you ordered the book and you're waiting for it, it's probably en route. Tethered, rather. Got it. Understood. I got it. We got it. We got it. Understood. So how are you all doing? How are things going? Let us know in the chat room. Since you've read the book, at least parts of the PDF or whatnot, are you enjoying it? Have there been already some great learnings, some great breakthroughs? What is your favorite part? And you can think about this, but we're curious if there's anything that you'd like to share. Share it in the chat room as kind of we're going along, and then we'll
check on it.
We'll check on it and address it as we kind of move along.
Yeah. Just big picture, kind of an overview of while we're waiting to see if there's any comments or questions or anything like that in the chat room. Big picture today, we're going to jump into chapter 9.
Yeah.
Which is all about Mindpower planning.
Yep. We're going to get into planning. This is really important. The individuals who plan are the individuals who succeed. And that's just not an opinion, but also individuals that we've worked with over the years, literally, that have created more structure and organization in their planning. I think it was Benjamin Franklin that said, you either, if you fail to plan, then you're planning to fail, right? Or something like that. I think that was the quote or something like that. What was it?
I think you're pretty...
Yeah, by failing to prepare, you're preparing to fail, right? So I think it's really important to prepare and to be able to plan out what is optimal and ideal from a standpoint of your daily habits, your weekly habits and routines and whatnot. So we're going to talk all about planning and preparing. By the way, there's going to be some of you that are going to be like, oh no, planning, preparing, no way. Here's the reality. We've had the great opportunity as we're doing a lot of research for the book, talking to many individuals that are success seekers, also successful, and the individuals that are making it happen out there, they prepare, they plan. And this is really, 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 really important. So we're going to talk about that.
We are.
So big picture, chapter 9.
Yeah.
There's going to be a little bit of a couple of readings from chapter 9.
Yep. And Paul says, love the stories, very engaging, especially being able to hear your voices in my mind. Cool. I did have a record month last month in sales.
Sweet.
Thanks. Awesome. Congrats.
Love that. Love it.
Thing.
What do I need? Oh, got it. Yes, I do. Hold on a second.
We have something for you, Paul.
There you go. There's a little. That's not
worthy enough.
No. I think that he deserves this. That's for Paul. Paul, this is for you having a record month, because I think you just like knocking down some sales. It's like pow, bam, pow, right? So
awesome. Good job.
That's for you.
Huge,
good job.
Huge.
Great job to Paul. And keep having record months and keep positively impacting other people. And I know I don't have to tell you this, Paul, but if the book is helping an impact from a mindset reset standpoint, then share it with everybody you know. So, good. What else?
What else?
Oh.
Did you hear?
Oh, did you hear?
Did you hear the news?
I'm not sure if you heard the news. I don't know if you saw at the bottom of the screen, but some of you may not have been here in a previous live, but we've been featured by USA Today, Yahoo Finance, Market Watch is a top 20 book that is a must-read for 2020 in multiple different categories. USA Today was top book to read to survive the lockdown and to get through the lockdown. And Yahoo Finance and MarketWatch were just top 20 books for that are important to read for you to level up in the next decade, right? So we're honored, and we say this because we wanted to say thanks to all of you, because there's no way we could have done it without you all. You all have been, thank you so much. You've been
Thanks,
with us
Denise.
from the start, and at the same time, you supported us at the same time by taking a dive and trusting us openly in getting the book. And hopefully it's a book that you continue to return to, and rely on in your life all the way forward. I know even Shay and I, it's been cool to have our own copies of our book and actually read it ourselves. And, it
reminds us of things to do.
It actually really does. And, my goal is to read, I know this is crazy to say, but is to read this book, my own book, our book, once a year, right? Just as a tune-up, right? And that was the intention of why we did that, and one that you can continue to return to and rely on. So we couldn't have done it without you all, so we're smitten. Mm-hmm. If that's proper use of the word. I think it is. We're really grateful. So thank you so much. Couldn't do it without you all. And we have some other new media opportunities coming down the pipe. This book has really turned a lot of heads out there, and so we're really happy to be able to share the book and get it out internationally. Now it's an international book as well. It made it overseas in Europe, and
we've had people.
We have some opportunities of some interviews over there as well.
Yeah, so in the UK, we've had people purchase the book. Australia, Egypt.
Romania.
Yep. Canada, Mexico, South America. So
it's getting out there.
It is.
Which we're excited about. Which we're really, really excited about. So thank you all. Mm-hmm. Stay tuned. We're
do it. Want some sound effects for that?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Okay, here we go. Because Do It just said a moment ago, said this is just the beginning for you guys. Well,
Paul said that,
or
too.
Paul said that. It's just the beginning for you guys. It's something like, yeah. That's the start of the race, right? So
we're off to the races.
We're off to the races to get it out into more hands. The goal is to get it into as many hands as possible. So, by the way, and here's an ask. This is just a very transparent, vulnerable ask. If you enjoy the book, by the way, if you don't enjoy the book, then we're not going to ask anything of you. If you aren't getting the book, that's fine. We just wish you massive amounts of success, and we're here to support you no matter what. If you get the book, you love it, tell as many people as you know about the book to make a positive difference in their life. Yeah, obviously you're going to be a shining light in their life, and it'll be even more of a step-by-step approach that they can take to their life whenever you suggest them to pick up a copy of this book. So spread the word. Spreading the word helps us, and and
it helps everyone. I mean, we think right now more than ever, everyone and anyone needs mind power, and the
world needs mind power.
Yeah, to be able to harness their own mind power. So that's kind of our purpose, is to get this out to, starting with 1 million people. We're not going to stop there. If you know us, then you know that we're not going to...
We'll push for 2 million.
Yeah, we'll keep
and then
pushing.
3. And then 5 million.
Yeah.
Right?
And beyond.
So we've been in the news. We're really looking forward to more opportunities to spread the word. So this is an intimate group, and what's exciting about everybody that's joining us here is we are going to be keeping you updated on everything that's happening with the book every other week
as it happens. Much. Yeah.
Right.
So you guys are all kind of the founding club.
Right. So speaking of, Facebook Lives, we plan to do these every other week. The next one will be 2 weeks from now. So that's July 1st, Wednesday, July 1st.
5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern.
Right. So mark your calendar right now, or get into your phone and get it into your calendar. And hey, you could if you want, you could actually make it as a recurring entry in your calendar. pretty much that it's bi-weekly starting today or starting July 1st, bi-weekly.
Right. Yeah, every 2 weeks.
For the foreseeable future. And there might be a point, where that might have to shift or change, whatever.
Hey, Deneen.
Deneen! Welcome.
Good to see you.
So good to see you.
Happy face.
Your big smile, ear to ear. I can close my eyes, Deneen, and envision your smile.
And your laugh.
Oh my goodness, your laugh. Yeah, we miss you so much. Much love.
Good to have you here.
So yeah, we're going to be doing these every other week, and it's going to be focused around the book and things that you can do as a takeaway from the book, and hopefully it's like we'll be there to guide you.
Yeah.
I can't think of many authors out there these days or right now that they have any sort of a venue for individuals to be able to, pop onto to be able to get guidance around the book, right? So that's part of the intention of this.
Absolutely. And so along with the Facebook Lives, we have also created a book club group on Facebook.
Yep.
Which is Master Your Mind Power book club.
Yep.
So if you're not already in that, then you're welcome to join it. And just, it's now private. We made it private. And so just join it basically, and then that will give us a request, and then we'll add you in. So then within the group, we do certain things that are just for the group, like for instance our t-shirt giveaway.
Oh yes. So
which is basically once you get your book or your PDF, just take a picture with your smiley happy face and your book, and have fun with it, make it whatever you want it to be. We've got some really good photos so far, and then you basically put the photo on your timeline.
So put it on your timeline, make sure your timeline's public, okay? The post, not your timeline, but your post is public. And what you want to do is you want to tag Shay and myself, and also at Success Training Co., and then hashtag Master Your Mind Power. If you go into the group, the step-by-step steps are right there.
Yeah, so it's easy to do. And then we will, our assistant will reach out. She'll gather some information based on your size, your t-shirt size, and
confirm your shipping information.
And then you'll get a Got Mind Power t-shirt sent to you. How many of you? I know a couple of you here.
How many
in the
of you
room
have a t-shirt already?
Have done pictures. So how many of you got your t-shirt already?
How many already have your t-shirt? And can you talk in the room about how soft this t-shirt is? Right?
It's
good.
Very soft. It's a
60-40 blend, which they call satin, right? The manufacturing company calls this shirt satin. So yes, Denise
got it. Awesome.
Yeah, good.
Yes.
She needs to take a picture.
Yeah.
And she got it though. So soft. Yes, we still want you to take a picture. Yeah.
Yep.
For sure. So yeah, very soft. So that's the t-shirt contest. It's the t-shirt challenge. We all we ask again, just take a fun picture. Be creative. I don't know if Chelsea Doolittle is here in the
she had a great
live today.
Photo on her
Holy
horse.
cow! You have to go. Is that in the Master Your Mind Power group, or is it on our page or Success Training Company page? Yeah, feels good, looks good.
Paul got his good. I know it's definitely on, I think, my page and
my page for sure.
Yeah.
You have to go to one of our pages and look at Chelsea's image. It is unbelievable. It's her kicked back and relaxed on a horse
with the book,
reading her book, which is a trip, right?
Super cute. Yeah. Paul, we saw your picture. You had it on the PDF version, which is great.
You had the PDF version with your pooch.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
We've gotten a picture from Mark Ferguson,
Melissa Blue.
Yes.
Let's see. Gina. Angela Jones, Gina Trey. So many.
Yes.
So super, 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 super grateful.
So keep them coming.
Keep them coming.
We actually ran out of t-shirts, so there was a little bit of a delay. We've restocked them. I think by the end of this week they'll be restocked. By the end of this week,
more shirts. We were going to go basically until inventory was out, and then we decided to, invest in some more t-shirts because so many people were asking us, saying, I want my shirt, I want my shirt, I want a shirt. So,
yeah. And they're super comfortable. This this is a small. You're wearing a medium.
I'm wearing a medium.
And yeah, they fit really good.
Fit really nice.
I think we
Very
wear
soft.
them like every day. We have multiple, so we're not wearing the same one.
Oh, we
every
do?
day. Well, I do.
Oh, I've been wearing the same one every day. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. That's a joke. No, seriously, it's hilarious. I have one for every single day of the week, and this has been like our new this is like our. It's our uniform.
It's our coaching uniform.
It's our uniform.
Yeah.
Well, think about it. What a positive suggestion when we're coaching people over Zoom that they're unconscious. Yeah, some call the subconscious.
It's constantly
sees got mind power. Right? Because, speaking about, affirmations, there's... I don't know if any of you all saw it, but if you're part of the group, if you're not part of the group, find the group and become a member of the group as soon as possible. Our social media manager did a great job coming up with either printout affirmations or iPhone wallpaper affirmations, which is a trip, right? So literally you got to go and find those and download them, and you can literally put it on your wallpaper. And it's our favorite 3 affirmations that we do every day. It's very simple. Every day in every way, I'm getting better and better. Totally healthy, totally strong. I am mastering my mind power.
Yep.
That's really all you need.
Yeah.
I had an old friend of mine that used to sit there every morning and pace around the backyard and do like an hour of affirmations. And I'm like, really, if they're impactful and powerful enough,
yeah,
you only need a few, and then it's done, right?
And if you feel like you need a little bit more, then
then just repeat that. Repeat that. But
yeah.
for me, one and done.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you do it a little bit more. You do it for a little bit longer. You do it on repeat a little bit more.
I do it, a couple times throughout the day. First thing in the morning, and then midday when I do kind of a little 5-minute hypno power nap and say, affirmations for a few minutes, and then, once before the end of the day.
Yeah. So here's some things to know about the group. If you're not part of the group, you need to get into the group.
It's Master Your Mind Power Book Club. Just look for that.
Yep. So fun group challenges where you can win gifts. Okay. Open forum for you to share your learnings and experiences from the book. Engagement from us on topics related to the book. Book club member hot seat with free coaching from us. We'll talk about that here in the future. Bi-weekly Facebook Lives that we'll continue to host from within the group. We're right now doing it in Success Training Company. We're going to start to transition this to be in the group.
Yeah.
So you've got to be in the group to be able to get access to the live.
Yeah. And
that way we can keep it as a confined community.
Yeah.
Of like-minded people, right? Of like-minded people. So anyway, let's see what else. Anything related to mind power and mental toughness, right?
Yeah, so just mainly a community for like-minded individuals to share about the book and talk about any learnings, experiences, whatnot, anything mind power related.
Yep. So
cool. Chelsea Doolittle is here. Chelsea, we were just talking about, I don't know if you were on yet.
Chelsea, we're talking about you.
Your picture.
Your picture of you kicked back and relaxed on a horse, which is with the book.
We loved it.
We loved it. It's hard to pick a favorite, but that one was pretty darn close. We'll see. We're curious. There's more pictures coming in terms of creativity, and they're getting more and more. Now, I don't know, though, because Paul had his dog in there, and, we're pup lovers.
So did Gina.
Gina did, too. Hard to pick.
Missy's dogs made a cameo.
That's right. So,
yeah, we got a lot of dog lovers out there.
Forgot about that. So good. We have somebody that just texted me asking for a link. I don't know if we know how to do that.
It's in the Success Training Co. group.
Okay. So.
Or Success Training Co. page.
Cool.
All right.
Don't mind us while we're putting in a quick message real quick so we can get somebody else that can come in. So, without further ado.
Yeah, let's get into it.
I think we should get into it.
Yeah.
But I think before we get into it, because we've got a great reveal of some information for the people that are present. It's a long drum roll.
It's really long.
Oh, I love these sound effects. Thank you to Mikey Zaglin, otherwise known as DJ Kid Wicked, for adding some sound effects so that we had
some new toys to play
some
with.
new toys to play. I think in one of the past ones he was like, "Guys, you need some more sound effects." I'm like, "Well, send them to me. You're a DJ." So here's the deal. We're going to be in chapter 9. Yeah, Stéph. Hey, Stéph. Yes, new sound effects. Yeah, and just a few. So we're going to get into chapter 9. If you have your book, you can read along.
Yeah.
Right? If you don't have your book, that's fine. Because we have ours.
Right, so we'll read to you.
Yeah, so we'll read to you. But one thing, let's see, as we're pulling this up right now, we're going to be on page 186. Okay, on page 186.
Hey, Melissa. Hey, Caden.
Hey, Caden. Caden! Mikey Farrell. Absolutely. He loves. Yeah, Mikey. Thanks to Mikey, we had, we've got these great sound effects. So we are going to be in page 186, and that's 187 in the PDF. Okay. So, let me scroll through our PDF version.
So again, if you're just joining us, we're going to do a reading from chapter 9, and we're also going to...
teaching.
We're going to teach a little segment on our Mindpowered planning system and how to really plan your perfect week. And
your perfect day as well.
And think about this. Even if you hit 50%, that's still going to be 50% better than any other day.
Most of the time.
Right. And we actually hit above 50% of meaning completing everything that is on our Mind-Powered planning system.
Yep. So we're in chapter 9, which is called Mind-Powered Planning. Okay. And I'd like to start off with a good metaphor, which some of you have actually heard before, and I know, but there's many of you who haven't heard this metaphor before. So again, there's the quote right there. By failing to prepare, you're preparing to fail. I was close. I said by failing to plan, you're planning to fail. Pretty much one and the same thing.
Yeah, close.
Planning, preparing, what have you.
Yeah.
So anyway, this is one of our favorite metaphors whenever we do trainings or speaking engagements that we love telling. We absolutely love telling. And it totally has to do with Mindpowered Planning.
It does. So this will sound familiar to some of you. And for some of you, it's going to be brand new.
It'll be brand new. So, by the way, chapter 9 kicks off the beginning of part 3, which is all about your habits. Okay? Part 3 is all about your habits. Remember, there's 3 pillars to Mindpower. Okay? There is foundation. Yeah, your foundation, building a rock solid, strong foundation. And then, of course, there's your mental toughness, which is tuning up your mind, making sure you have a mindset reset. You have mental toughness, you have emotional resilience, so you can get through anything. Yeah, the highs are the easy part. It's the lows that you need to be able to get through.
Exactly.
Right? That's all what part 2 is about. Part 3 is about your habits. And one important thing that a lot of people, they don't understand is that anyone who's created success, and that's a millionaire or a billionaire, they plan.
Absolutely.
They prepare. Yeah. Proper planning prevents poor performance. We love that saying. Mm-hmm. Okay. So we're going to be reading from page 187 in the PDF.
In the PDF, 186 in the book.
In the book. Right. So every few weeks, Shay and I love getting away from all the noise of our everyday lives. Just like you, our lives are hectic. The hustle and the bustle can get so overwhelming sometimes. We love getting in the car together and driving up to the mountains. It's quiet, still, and removed from everything else. We drive until we find a spot where there's no cell phone signal. So we are never even tempted to check our emails or text messages out of habit. Sometimes we even stay for a few days. Like literally be like this, like I'd be driving and Shay would have the phone.
And I'm looking until there's, all of a sudden it says no service.
Ooh.
Then we know we're there.
We know we're in a good spot, right? We know we're in a good spot. So one time back in 2013, we went on one of these quiet weekend. Hey, Mom.
Hey, Mom.
Hey, Mom. We're doing a reading from the book in chapter 9. So in 2013, we went on one of these quiet weekend getaways. Shay was actually driving on this trip, and I had my phone in my hand, and it was nighttime, and we were winding through the prairies and the mountains, and could barely make out the peaks of the mountaintops in the dark. Finally, hey Mario, good to see you.
Hey Mario.
Hola, amigo. So finally, my cell phone's top bar flashed those powerful words. No service. Cool, I said to Shay. Let's find somewhere where we can stay for a few days. We didn't have a hotel or lodge reservation, but shortly after we stumbled across a humble little lodge with a wooden sign that read vacancy. It was old school, right? Without the use of a buzzing neon electrical sign, which was typical of the city. The property had a row of tiny cabins with just the essentials: a bed, a couch, a fireplace, a coffee machine.
Of course, gotta have a coffee machine.
And a bathroom. Humble, cozy, and all we needed. Even better, the cabins were all on the hillside overlooking the prairie. We settled into our cabin, started the fireplace, and we went out on the front porch to stargaze. It was unreal. Absolutely amazing. Thank you, Steph, for posting that there. Yep. There's a link to join the book club right there, by the way. If you haven't joined the book club, join the book club. And if you haven't picked up a book yet, go to masteryourmindpower.com to make sure you pick up a copy of your book. Both PDF and the paperback is on there. And if you order the paperback, you get the PDF as well. Immediately. Yep. Boom, just like that.
So if you just join us, we're doing a reading from chapter 9.
Yep, we're in chapter 9.
Teach the Mindpower planning system.
So the sky was absolutely amazing. The stars were crystal clear in the mountain sky, and they shimmered brightly without the interference of any light pollution, the city pollution. That night, we slept better than we had in months. I mean, deep, deep, deep sleep. Until the next morning, when I heard that classic rooster sound. Shay was still asleep, but I heeded the rooster call, made myself a cup of decaf coffee. Hey, Lisa.
Hey, Lisa.
You're amazing.
Good to see you.
Yeah. And I went out on the front porch to watch the sunrise in a rocking chair. I was just rocking back and forth, watching the sunrise. It was just dawn. The warmth of the sun was just beginning to peek over the mountain view, right? And I took a moment to survey the beauty of nature, the fresh mountain air, and the faint sound of the rooster and dogs barking in the distance. It was deeply meditative. And then I heard a noise. Hey, Dad, love you.
Hey, Dad.
At first, I actually thought to myself, wait, is it possible this is an earthquake? Literally, there was like a rumble. As I tried to assess all the rumbles, not only did I hear it, but I felt the vibrations of it too. I knew it was coming from the distance, and it began to get louder and louder, and the vibrations got more and more intense. All the ruckus woke Shay up, who came outside to ask what was happening.
Like, what is that?
And I said, I don't know. I was like, I don't know what that is. We stood on the porch in anticipation. Suddenly over the prairie came a herd of buffaloes running. And at this point, we could see, hear, and feel all of it. We both couldn't help ourselves, and we were like,
whoa!
Whoa! It actually felt like we were like 150 years back in time. If you've ever seen the movie Dances with Wolves, it was just like that. In a humble log-in cabin on a prairie with a herd of buffaloes running past us. They just kept coming, picking up their speed, creating a mirage of racing brown with an energy we could feel in our bones. We peeked closer at the front of the herd, right? And the baby buffaloes were leading the way. The baby buffaloes. Behind them, all the mama and papa buffaloes were running, almost as if they were chasing the baby buffaloes. Yeah? And the baby buffaloes were running, and they were running, and they were running. They all ran off toward the next hill and over the horizon. And the rumbling of their hooves on the hill began to slowly fade. So Shay grabs her cup of coffee, and we enjoyed the morning in our rocking chairs on the front porch. We were still curious about the buffaloes.
Yeah, and what was going on?
So we decided to ask a worker on the ranch about it. We found a cowboy on the property saddling up a horse, and we greeted him. Good morning, I said. Yep, he said, a man of few words. And I said, we saw the buffaloes this morning. What a sight, we said. He said, yep.
And we said, it's as if all the other buffaloes were chasing the baby buffaloes.
And then, of course, he said, yep. Shay and I kind of looked at each other. What's up with this guy? So what's up with that? We asked, right? The cowboy, a few words opened up, telling us in his country drawl, well, it happens around the same time every single morning. The baby buffaloes are out in front of the herd, and the herd is pushing them, he said. All the older and wiser buffaloes are moving faster to help the baby buffaloes get better, faster, and stronger. If you're up tomorrow morning, he said, which I imagine you will be because of the rumbling, you'll see it again. You'll feel it again. The baby buffaloes are young, impressionable, and growing, and they need to learn how to run faster and be stronger. It happens every single morning as the sun is coming up. All the buffaloes are running as the sun peeks over the horizon, he said. The cowboy was right. Over the next few mornings, like clockwork, every single morning, the sun began to come up and peek over the horizon. And the buffaloes would go for their morning run, chasing the baby buffaloes to help them get better, faster, and stronger. Big buffalo with a baby buffalo out in front of the herd. Every single morning, like clockwork.
Yep.
What a great kickoff this story is in not only chapter 9, but all of part 3. Because part 3 is about your routines. Part 3 is about your habits. And the reality is individuals who have daily routines, resourceful routines, I'll say,
are the most successful people.
No doubt. I have 100% certainty. Not only we've experienced it in our world, but also we've experienced it with all of our clients, and at the same time with individuals of which that we've studied. 10 years of research went into this book. And I assure you, people who have mastered their mind power and they've created wealth, and I'm not just talking about money, prosperity, and I'm not just talking about money, but they've created everything, riches, and I'm not just talking about money. They're surrounded by everything and everyone they want. It comes from routines. It comes from planning, right? We're humbled with the buffaloes. Literally, buffalo are so routined. Every single morning before the sun came up, they were running.
And running.
And running.
And running.
And running. And the big buffalo, mamas and the papas, chasing the baby buffalo to help them get better, faster, and stronger. So it kicks us off really into chapter 9, part 3 in terms of your habits. Chapter 9 in terms of your planning, right? And so if you're in chapter 9 again, we are in page, some of you that are just joining us, because we had a few people that just joined us, we are in page 187.
In the paperback.
Yep.
And
187 in the PDF, 186.
Yeah.
In the paperback.
Excuse me.
And
they're one page different.
Yep, they're one page difference because PDF includes the cover, if you want to know why that is. That's just how PDFs go. So we're in Mind-Powered Planning. Now, we're going to talk a little bit about planning. And I know. Some of you are like, oh, no, planning.
Ooh,
Let's
horrible.
just go with the flow on a day-to-day basis. Don't get me wrong.
We definitely do that, too.
We do that on the weekends and on vacations, or when we're like with family. We're usually like, we're just going with the flow. I get it. There's a time and a place for that. In business, there's no time and place for that. In your career, no time and place for that. In your health and fitness, there really is no time and place for that. Even in your relationships, there's an idea and importance and an idea of importance around planning that's really, really important as well.
Yeah, and if you have kids, you know the power of planning.
You have to plan. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, kids thrive on routines.
Kids, if there isn't a routine,
they're going to be all over the place.
They will be all over the place. If anyone's ever had a dog, don't tell me that dogs don't require routines. Yeah, we got a new puppy about a year and a half ago. And I tell you what, we're humbled at how much the bear, I know you all have seen the bear in some form, either live or...
really that small of a puppy anymore.
No, he's not really a puppy anymore. He's a 110-pound puppy, right?
He has a routine.
He thrives off of a routine.
And if we don't stick to it, oh boy, does he let us know.
He pitches a fit.
Yeah.
Right?
And he's so persistent. He will not let us, I mean, not that we want to, but he would never let us miss our morning run or hike with him.
Here's what you need to know. This data and the research point is in our book. So fact of the matter is 95% of our behaviors are unconscious. Unconscious, right? We're not even thinking about them, right? So 95% of our behaviors are totally unconscious. And that means 5% are conscious. So what we need to do is discover what is the 95% behaviors that are unconscious that aren't getting us results or where we want to go. We got to change them. Oh, by the way, the ones that work, just leave them.
Yeah, keep those.
It works. Yeah. You don't need to break it to fix it.
Yeah.
You know people like that want to do that. But the fact of the matter is we need to talk about planning. This is so important. If you want to master your mind power, you need to plan.
We have a saying that we use in our business and our household is proper planning prevents poor performance.
Yep. Proper planning prevents poor performance. So how many of you have to-do lists? Right in the chat room. Yeah.
Put a yes.
Put a yes or a hand up or something. Yeah. How many of you all have to-do lists?
Yep.
How many of you all have to-do lists? We're waiting. Who does to-do lists?
A list where you just write down everything you've got to do from that day.
You dump out everything you got to do, and then you go and try and effort at it. Who does to-do lists? Be honest. Be honest with us. Okay. So I know some answers are going to come through in a moment. Deneen, you do good. Okay, good. Good. You know what we like to do? What we like to call to-do lists? We like to call to-do lists procrastination lists. Because most individuals, they do this list, and they have 5,632 items on it.
Oh, wait.
For the day.
Wait, and how many of you, let us know, be honest, how many of you, like every single day, you're writing down everything that was on the list from yesterday that you didn't get to?
And over again. Listen, here's the deal. We are of the belief that you need to get rid of your to-do lists. Seriously.
Throw it
out the window. Throw it out. Aptly named. Yep. So we think it's a procrastination list because you're writing down things that you want to get done at some point, and the reality is probably it keeps getting pushed day after day after day out into the future. Maybe you get one or two, but here's the problem with the to-do list. You have always, I guarantee it, more things on your list than you can get done in a day. We know so. Yep. That's how most people operate, unless they do a system like what we're going to show you today. Our Mindpower planning system, when we started to integrate this into our world, which was taken from a couple of different mentors, Stephen Covey, some of his mindsets from years and years and years ago, to Darren Hardy, someone we consider a mentor as well, who's an effectiveness and productivity geek and guru. Mm-hmm. And so fact of the matter is this system 10x'd our productivity. It 10x'd our productivity. All of our clients that use the Mindpower planning system literally have 10x'd their productivity. 10x. That's 10 times the amount of productivity. Your list is just a dumping ground on everything that you hope to do, but realistically, you're probably not going to get everything done. So you need to get rid of your to-do list. The reality is we're going to talk a little bit about how you can do planning in a very, very, very simple way.
Yeah. That's efficient and productive.
Very efficient and productive. So we're going to talk about, first of all, the Mind-Powered Week. We talk about that in page 194 and also in 195 in the PDF. This is what we do. So this is really, really, really important. We plan for our next week out. We do this at the end of the previous week.
So we would do it
Friday
for next week.
So this week, we do what is called planning the Mind-Powered Week, which is kind of like planning your perfect week. The whole concept for us came from Michael Hyatt, and he had a great book out there called Living Forward. Yeah. And he talks about the perfect week. We have, I would say, enhanced this process of the perfect week, and we call it the Mind-Powered Week. What we do is on Friday, we plan the next week. Here's the thing. Some people do it Sunday, which that's fine. Yeah. Some people do it Monday morning, which that's fine.
As long as you do it before the week starts, then
it's fine.
Yeah.
Here's my problem with Monday. My problem with Monday morning is when I wake up, I'm running, literally and figuratively.
Yeah, like
I wake up, I do my morning routine,
appointments.
I do my exercise, and I'm right into client sessions. And when I used to try and do it Monday, I would get it done like 1 out of 10 days when I try to plan out my week Monday morning. Here's my problem with Sunday. By the way, if you want to do Sunday, that's fine. Some people love Sunday evenings. Sunday's my family time.
Yeah, and that might be a no work zone for some people.
Right. Saturday, we're always exploring, or we're doing creativity, writing our, the next book, working on other creative projects or whatnot. For us, we wrap up our work week Friday. And once as it's wrapping up, and we have this scheduled in our calendar, by the way, it repeats every week, and it's called Planning the Mind-Powered Week. And it is every week, Friday at 4 p.m. That's us. It takes us about an hour. And this is what we do. We pull our calendar up on our big screen, or I like big screen on a computer rather than a phone. And I look at where all my appointments are. And then I look at, okay, cool. We plan our lunches.
We plan our dinners.
We plan where our dinners are going to be. We plan where our breakfasts are going to be.
Where our breaks are going to be.
Where our breaks are going to be between client sessions, right? We are literally scheduled from 6 a.m. until 8 p.m. Some days as late as 9 p.m.
Yeah.
Right? We're scheduled. That's Monday through Friday. Except Friday, we're done by 5, and we're done. Right? So what you do when you're planning the Mind-Powered Week, this is a visual process where you're literally looking at everything that goes into your schedule. By the way, there's going to be some gaps, and we'll get into the gaps in a moment, right? Mm-hmm. But you're planning out all of these things. By the way, I know a lot of our clients that are burned out, and the reason they're burned out is because they don't take breaks. There's a whole section in the book that talks about research we did from a great doc by the name of Dr. Theo Compernol. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Dr. Theo Compernol talks about in his book, Brain Chains, that literally we need time to power down a little bit. That doesn't mean go to sleep, but get out of the workflow and the work zone and make sure we have breaks.
Yeah, it's like a time to archive and file everything that was done, process, buffer. It helps to give brain space.
He talks about there being an archive brain.
Yeah.
And you taking a break allows there for information that's up here in your prefrontal cortex to get literally archived down to the archive brain. It's not going to happen if you don't take breaks.
Right.
We schedule our breaks.
Yeah.
There's another section in the book where we talk about these things. Lisa, yes, we do color code our calendar.
We do.
I'm looking at my calendar now. And it is totally color coded. We have blue for any appointments Shay and I do together, green for my appointments.
I have purple.
Of course, Shay has purple. We have yellow for anything that's a meeting. We have orange for anything that's media related, because we've got a lot of podcasts and radio interviews, TV interviews that are happening because of the book. It's color coded, and we color code it, and we do this Friday afternoon planning the week ahead. By the way, and if there's gaps, guess what we do? Friday afternoon, now everything is booked up where it needs to be. All of our appointments, these are just mainly appointments related thing. Now, what do? We put in what we call Mindpower time.
Yep, that's red.
They are blocks, okay? They are just blocks in our schedule, which are red, called Mindpower time. Mindpower time is where we handle unexpected projects that happen in the day.
Ooh. That is so important.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Unexpected projects.
So how many of you're thinking right now, yeah, but if I plan this out, it's never going to happen because all these other things of other people and their agendas and their to-do, they're just going to fall into my lap and I'm going to have to do that, right? That could be a concern for some people, or just wanting to know, like, well, where do I do those things that you can't plan for, right?
Right.
Yeah.
We have a client who is a high-level executive in an international airline, of which is a name that you all know, but we can't say it. And he said every day is consistently interrupted by his team of things that he needs to do. And I said, oh, cool. That would go in your Mindpower time. That would go in your Mindpower time. Right?
Yep.
So listen, how awesome would it feel if unexpected projects are actually planned? So I know this is kind of funny. you're expecting unexpected projects to happen every day.
So you make a gap for them so you have time for them.
Hours is kind of all over the place, but you could say like every day at 11 a.m., unexpected project time from 11 to 12:30. Like every single day on your calendar, right? Unexpected project. We call it Mindpower time because Mindpower time is for three things, okay? We call it 911, by the way, which is unexpected projects for us.
Right.
Okay. It's also when we are handling some other things that are important and we just haven't had time to get to it and we need to get to it that day. Okay. That's number two. We're going to talk about that in a moment. We call it on deck items. Number three, chillax.
Yeah. Take a breath.
I love that phrase, by the way. It came from one of our clients and who's also a good friend of ours, Lou. And he came up with this terminology called chillax. Maybe he didn't come up with it, but to us he did because it's the first time we ever heard it. But chillax, like maybe you have an opportunity to just chillax, like go for a walk or something.
Yeah, or breathe or meditate or read.
Read a little bit of Master Your Mind Power.
Yeah.
So literally, I'm looking at our calendar this week. It is blocked like Monday, starting at 7 a.m. because we're waking up usually at 6. We have our morning routine by 7. And then we're doing our day prep. That's from 8:30 to 9. By the way, this is all in the book. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is all in the book. So we're kind of doing a flyover of it. And if you want the details, it's in the book. And if you want more details, contact us. Yeah, we're here for you. So planning the Mind Powered Week is this whole idea of planning out the week ahead in the week before. Pick whatever day works for you. I don't care if you pick Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Monday morning. What we do care about is that you do it every single week.
Yeah,
consistently.
Consistency
is so important to create new neural pathways and to really make sure a habit is formed. Listen, you're going to kick and scream and rub around with it and probably resist it and have some friction and wrestle with it a little bit, maybe for a week or two because it's new.
Change isn't always easy, right?
Change
is not easy. Yet we've been doing this for years now, and we've implemented it with our high-level executives, entrepreneurs, and every single one of them love it.
At minimum has 10x their productivity. Mm-hmm. So this is part one, is you plan the week ahead. Yeah, you plan the week ahead. So if you're just joining us, it looks like a couple new people have joined. Jason David, hello. Hi, Jason.
Allie,
thanks for
Debbie,
joining us.
Seema, hello, welcome.
Hi, Seema. Good to see you, Seema.
Good to see you all. And we're just talking about chapter 9 of the book, Master Your Mind Power.
Which is all about planning.
Planning. We're talking about the Mind Power planning system.
Yep. I think it was Sun Tzu that said that the battle is won prior to it even being fought, give or take. And that's the whole thing. If you go into the week going with the flow, here's the problem with going with the flow, by the way. Like I said, we love going with the flow on the weekends or vacation.
Yeah.
In the business world, if you go with the flow, then you're going to go wherever the flow takes you.
You're going to get what you get.
Sorry, you'll get what you get.
Yeah.
And a lot will come at you. I kind of have this image in my mind, like, I like to go out and grab the day by the horns. I'd like to grab the week by the horns. I like to grab the year by the horns. I don't want the day, the week, or the year to grab me by the horns. That's uncomfortable, right? Yeah. So planning is so important. Listen, we have our mentors that, have interviewed even more multimillionaire and billionaires than we have in every. Hi, Seema. Great. You had your session with Frank. Cool. We look forward to seeing you soon. We have personally handedly interviewed individuals that have created a lot of success. And again, it's not just about money, but a lot of success. They're rich, they're wealthy in life and well-rounded, balanced and everything. And they all plan. Yeah. So you can, for some individuals will fight it. You can fight it all you want. And by the way, you can do what you do, but you'll get what you get. What we're telling you is if you really want to level up and master your mind power, you got to plan. So the Mind Powered Week, more details of that are in the book. The basic premise is, like what we do, Friday, look at your schedule. We use iCal. I don't care if you use Google Cal or Outlook. Yep. It all works.
Yep.
Some block visual schedule. Color code your type of meetings or appointments or whatnot. Scheduling your breaks, your lunch, everything. Your dinner, your morning routine. Everything. Schedule it all.
We're pretty much scheduled 2 weeks out. So I would say what percentage would you say though from Friday is our next week scheduled? like we have some gaps that kind of fill in the
Say
blanks.
It's 80% scheduled.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're 80% scheduled, and then the other 20% is filled with Mindpower time.
Yeah.
Which is your flex time. By the way, if you're one of those people that need some spontaneity, I know you're going to laugh at this, but I'm not kidding you. If you need a little spontaneity every day, then literally pick a block on every single day that's called spontaneity time.
Yeah, and guess what? It's just...
Or call it planned spontaneity.
Planned spontaneity.
I know it's like an oxymoron, but seriously, block out your spontaneity. For us, the spontaneity time is our...
Mindpower
what
time.
we call Mindpower time.
Yeah.
And I decide, is it handling 911, which is unexpected projects? Number 2, is it handling stuff that's on deck, which you're going to understand in a moment? Or 3, read a little bit, or rest a little bit, take a nap.
Yeah.
Something. Is this useful so far? Because I want to make sure that, I know everyone stuck around as we started this segment, but give us a thumbs up or a yes or some hearts or something to let us know that this is useful. Because we believe, a lot of people know us as being mindset experts, and most of the field of mindset doesn't talk about productivity. I would almost go way out there and say pretty much all of the field of mindset doesn't dive deeply into productivity as they really need to, planning like they really need to. We're all about mindset. And yes, everything starts with the mind. And as we're starting to create new neural pathways, which is about mind, of productivity, so you get results, and you can 10x your productivity, meaning 10 times it, have 10 times the productivity as you did before, then fact of the matter is you need to plan. So here's a metaphor for you. We are in the book, by the way, if you're reading along, and we are going to be on page 199 in the PDF, which should be 198 in the book.
Yep.
Okay?
198 in the book.
So when I was in college, a professor performed the metaphor set by Stephen Covey originally. So this is called the big rocks of life. Some of you have heard this. So this is great. I actually saw it firsthand with a college professor. So he had a large, clear, empty bowl on the table in front of the lecture hall, alongside a bowl of big rocks, a bowl of pebbles, and a bowl of sand. These rocks are your 3 most valuable priorities, the professor said. And he held up the bowl with the 3 big rocks, right? He said the pebbles are the other things you need to get done, but they aren't quite priorities. If they fit, then great, he said, holding up the bowl of smaller pebbles. Then he picked up the bowl of sand. He said, the sand is extremely tempting, he warned. We can get these tasks done in 3 to 5 minutes, and each task feels good because of the dopamine rush.
Oh, yeah.
It's actually a hit of dopamine. Like. There's that little thing, you're like, oh, I'm not going to do this project. I'm just going to do this little thing over here.
Tiny, inconsequential
and I can get it done like that.
It feels good to get it done,
You want to know why it feels good? Because there's a dopamine hit.
Yeah. Every time you check off your to-do list, right? Those little tiny, or you cross it off.
It's the self-manufactured feel-good drug called dopamine, right? And there's that feel-good. So that's why it's so tempting to do those little things, right? So anyway, he said, these are the tasks most people focus on most of the time, my professor said, distracting themselves from focusing on the highest priorities. The professor first put the 3 big rocks into the jar to symbolize the 3 main priorities of the day, most valuable priorities. Okay? Next, he added the pebbles, which took up some space around the rocks. Then he poured in the sand, which went all around the pebbles, whatever he could of the sand. The jar became a metaphor for what successful people do. They start with their 3 main priorities every single day, and then there's time for everything else. They fill in around the cracks. Those things, the everything else, fills in around the cracks. He returned the rocks, sand, and pebbles to their original jars. However, this is what happens if you first pursue the smaller tasks, he said. The professor poured the bowl of sand and the pebbles into the main jar first, and there was barely enough room for just one of the big rocks, Eek, which is a big priority, to fit in the jar on top of the sand and pebbles. By the way, the other 2 rocks couldn't get in there. So those metaphorical big priorities were gone.
Didn't get done.
The day's over.
There's no time.
Didn't get done. We can so easily lose our time and our days in small tasks that don't actually move the needle forward on our big effing goals, which we call BEGs or BEGs, right? Which we'll talk more about in chapter 11. For now, BEGs are the same as what author Jim Collins calls big, hairy, audacious goals, or BHAGs for short. These type of goals are big and hairy and require someone who is bold and brave to go after them. That's why it's critical to create a mind-powered week with our main priorities or our MVPs.
Yep.
Okay? So this is super important. What we do, and by the way, we do the Mind-Powered Week that we just talked to you about, and doing our weekly MVPs, or most valuable priorities for the week ahead. We do that at the same time in the same meeting. Okay? So Friday from 4 to 5, Shay and I, in this meeting, by the way, and if we work together as a team, if you are your team and you don't have a team, then you do it with you, yourself, and you. That's your team, right?
Right.
So literally your goal, Friday at 4 o'clock or 5 or 6 or whenever is appropriate, so you still have time with your family. You're doing your Mind-Powered Week, and you're also doing your weekly MVPs, most valuable priorities. Okay, so this is something that we learned from Stephen Covey many years ago. And then again, it was echoed by Darren Hardy. And the fact of the matter is, Darren Hardy, he interviewed a billionaire who followed this advice. Begin with a sheet of paper or a whiteboard and draw a big cross in the middle to create 4 quadrants and number them 1, 2, 3, and OD on deck, right? So kind of looks like, I'm going to put this in front of the camera, like this, okay? 1, 2, 3. We're going to show the system here in a moment. And OD. So you have a cross, and then you put 1, 2, 3, and then OD. Now, this is what we recommend for the Mind-Powered Week, is that you get a big whiteboard. If you want to do a piece of paper, that's fine. A big 8.5 by 11 is perfectly fine. We have a big whiteboard, right? We have a whiteboard, and we put a cross on it, okay? And literally we put 1, 2, 3, OD. Now, what we do is we have another whiteboard. You could do 2 pieces of paper, it's fine. But where we do a data dump. This is the Covey approach to things. What are all the things that need to get done, keyword need, in the next week ahead? And you dump it out onto a piece of paper or onto a whiteboard. Different whiteboard than where's the cross. Then you prioritize them. That's a 1, that's a 1, that's a 2, that's a 2, that's a 3, that's a 3. That's not as important. That doesn't fall within top 3 type of category. So you put an OD beside it, on deck. Think about baseball. The batter that's on deck is the one that comes up next, right?
It's waiting to.
Right? These are tasks that if you get the priority number 1, 2, and 3 items, because you have multiple probably per quadrant. If you get those done, then you can go to the on deck. Listen, in the week, the things that are in quadrant 1, 2, and 3 are all of your big rocks. Yeah?
That's the best way to think about it.
Best way to think about it, that is all of your big rocks.
The most valuable priorities for the week.
Right. And then you've got your all of your pebbles, so to speak, might be the items that's on deck. For us, we think sand are things that are a distraction, and we got to be really careful and not be tempted to do to get the dopamine hit, and only do them whenever we're done with 1, 2, 3, and OD. By the way, all the details are in the book, step by step, on how to follow and do the system. Okay? So really important is you take everything from your one sheet of paper that was a data dump, and then you start sitting there and you go, okay, where does that go? Does that go in the first quadrant or the second quadrant or the third quadrant? You're like, oh, I need it. This is really important. I have to do this. Well, a have to is like 1. By the way, be careful with have to. Some people will be like, oh, it all should go into 1. That doesn't work.
Yeah.
No, you're going to have to learn how to prioritize, which, by the way, won't happen overnight. It might take a couple of weeks to understand this notion of priority. Okay? You have to start to dance with it and understand it. Hey, Ali Salazar. Yeah, you're waiting for your copy to arrive. Awesome. Cool.
Thank you.
Thank you. If you're joining
Thanks
us, then we're here talking about Master Your Mind Power. If you haven't picked up your copy, please make sure to go to masteryourmindpower.com and get your copy. So again, in reviewing your weekly MVPs, I'm going to tell you how we do it. We do it on a whiteboard. We have 2 whiteboards, right? We have one whiteboard where we do a data dump of everything that needs to get done in the next week. Then we have one whiteboard which has a black cross on it with 1, 2, and 3. And then the most important priorities are in 1. Most important priorities, second important priorities are?
And 2.
And then the third and 3, and then the things that we hope to get to, but we don't have to get to next week. Go in.
The on
deck. Okay? Visualize that right there.
Following us?
With us so far? Now, what do? What you ought to do, because you're doing this in parallel with your planning your mind-powered week, planning the perfect week, is you ought to be looking at your schedule and scheduling the things that are priorities number 1 for sure.
Putting those in your calendar, blocking them out.
We actually will find in our calendar anything that's in number 1, number 2, or number 3 for the week. By the way, we'll usually have like about 3 to 5 items per quadrant because this is for the week. We schedule it. So when you're doing your planning your mind-powered week in your calendar, you block it off. Oh, this project, I'm going to be working on it for 90 minutes here. By the way, read in the book. You'll understand from a productivity standpoint, and we'll do a whole nother Facebook Live on this, I believe, this notion of jam sessions, where it's best for you to work in 90-minute increments. No more. And then you take a break. Okay? And then you take a break. Prior to that, if you do it less than 90 minutes, it could work, but fact of the matter is flow state, which is, being in the zone, so to speak, really to harness it and to utilize and maximize the most out of it, probably it would be 90 minutes, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, you plan it out in your schedule. You have your calendar and you're like, cool. And what we do is we make sure anything that's on here that's in the weekly MVPs in quadrant 1, 2, or 3, we have it scheduled somewhere on the calendar.
And the key is that you're not moving from quadrant 1 until you finish those things.
So guess what? Big shocker. Quadrant 1 for us is usually on Mondays.
Yeah.
Quadrant 1 items are Mondays, maybe Tuesdays. Quadrant 2 items is probably Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe a little Thursday, but maybe not. Quadrant 3 items are probably Thursday, Friday type of items on our schedule. Listen, if that's the priority for the week, then you need to eat the frog in the week.
Yeah, what's that mean? Eat the frog is doing that thing of which you really got to do.
It originally came from Mark Twain,
but you don't want to do it. It came from Mark Twain, and he said if you eat the frog, then first thing in the morning, then the rest of your day will be great.
Yeah, and then those words were echoed by Brian Tracy.
Brian Tracy wrote a book called Eat
That
That
Frog. Eat That Frog. So you need to, in the week, you need to eat the frog in the beginning of the week. Priority number 1, items should be scheduled in your calendar on Mondays and Tuesdays or somewhere around there.
There's so many reasons around that. I mean, the biggest thing is that it's such an energy drain to be holding that thing in your mind. And you're like, I got to do that thing. I got to do that thing. Oh, but I don't want to do that. But I got it. And the procrastination, right? That's just dragging you back. This is a running parachute, what we would call a running parachute, a mental and emotional barrier that is draining your energy and it's pulling you back, right? So what if you just get up and you do it right away?
Yep.
And then it's done. And then the rest of your day is like, I did that thing.
And from a week standpoint, it would be Monday, Tuesday.
Yes.
So we're going to get into daily here in a moment. But from a week standpoint, you want to make sure that anything that's in your category number 1, you did your data dump on a piece of paper or on one whiteboard. Then you transfer it over to quadrants 1, 2, and 3, which is symbolic for priorities 1, 2, and 3, all your big rocks.
Yeah.
You have pebbles here in your on deck. If you get to them, great. We don't schedule our pebbles. If we get to anything that's on deck for the whole week, perfect. We don't touch. Listen. We don't touch anything on the on deck unless all of 1, 2, and 3 are done. It takes discipline.
It does.
But you read the whole book and you're going to have the discipline to be able to do this. That's why we didn't put this section until part 3, chapter 9.
Yeah.
Because chapters 1 through 8 is all about developing that mental toughness or resilience and discipline.
Yeah. We're giving it to you now because we wanted to share it with you so that for those of you that are ready to get into it, you start doing it now. And for those of you that are working up toward it, then it's there for you to do in the future.
Guess what? We don't move to quadrant 2 unless quadrant 1 is finished. We don't move on to quadrant 3 until
quadrant 2 is
and
1
are finished.
Yep.
This is so important. This is so important. By the way, so that's for the week. Okay, now I'm going to lighten it up for you. You got this now, and this is coordinates with your schedule. So it's congruent. Your weekly MVPs connected with your calendar right? There's a congruency there. There's an alignment there. And so literally you're following off of your calendar. You're also looking at your weekly MVPs and it flows. Okay. It just flows because there's a connection there.
Yep.
Okay. And so now you're managing your schedule and your life rather than your life and schedule managing you. By the way, you're going to have to retrain your environment. If other people are used to just cockroaching your time,
barging in,
you'll have to say, you know what? I have some mind power time
in an
hour. Is it okay that I handle it then? Or is somebody, is there a catastrophe? Someone's going to die, right? I say that tongue in cheek, but seriously, is it that emergent? Is it 911 emergent? If so, okay, that happens once in a blue moon. But you're going to have to retrain them to understand what is and what isn't. And then what you'll want to do is make sure to train them, say, when they come in, I'm in the middle of a project, and you stick to it. And then when you have that mind power time, which is for either 911, unexpected projects, 2, a chance to finish off some on deck stuff for the week, or 3, a little bit of you time.
Right.
But don't let people interrupt you. You have to retrain your environment.
Exactly. So in the chat room, the PDF is posted in the Facebook group. That's the book club that we were mentioning earlier. That's for anybody that wants to download it. That is our gift to you. We wanted to give you that resource as so that you can start utilizing it. And here it is. On a tablet.
You can actually do it on a tablet and then mark it up with a stylus, which is super cool. Or you can do, by the way, and we'll move into this in a moment on how you use this. You can also print it out, old classic. By the way, if I were you, I'd print out 52 of these, one for each week. This is your daily planning system. This isn't your weekly planning system. Let me repeat that. This is your daily planning system. This is not what you're going to do with the weekly MVPs. We're going to bring it all together here in a moment. So stick with me. So, again, whoops, let me put that right there. Okay. So you should see this in the screen right now. Okay. So thumbs up. Are we good on the Mind Powered Week, which is intimately coupled and intertwined with your weekly MVPs? Are we good there? Clear? There should be a coinciding there that happens. Mm-hmm. Your schedule is planned out for the whole week on the Friday before with all of your personal and your business stuff, and it all coincides with your 3 MVPs, and no on-D should be on your schedule. Good? Good. Now, this is the easy part. What you're looking at here with the Mindpower Planning System is your daily system. This is your daily system, okay? Reason why we haven't decided that to create something yet for weekly, because I'll tell you, we used to do it on a paper, and we realized that fact of the matter is, when you put everything, is too much to put on one piece of paper for the week, right? So what this does is this gives you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Monday through Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, days to do the same system, but in a daily basis. And this is what that looks like. Monday morning. Yeah. Now, what I usually do is I will do it on Monday. I do it the morning of. But then the rest of the week, I do it the evening before. Do it however you want it.
Where you're planning.
Now you're planning the day.
The next day, like getting more granular.
Now you're getting granular.
What time, your appointments and everything. Because, yes, like we said on Friday, we're planning 80% of the week. Then now as you're getting right the day before, now you're having more, your ability to see what's going to happen that next day.
It should be pretty simple. It should already be planned for you.
Yeah.
So your daily, so if you look right here, here's Monday, the upper left little plus that has 1, 2, 3 OD. Literally, by the way, this is not a chance for you to take that old procrastination list and superimpose it into the MVP system, the Mind Power Planning System. It's not going to work. You're going to overwhelm yourself and set yourself up for failure.
So a key indicator is if you have 10 things in number 1 and 10 and 2 and 10 and
for
3.
For the day?
There's no way.
It's not going to happen.
There's no way.
I will tell you, I don't have more than ever 2 to 3 items per quadrant for the day. For the whole week, in terms of projects, Shay and I have maybe 3 to 5. I probably average 1 to 2 per block. It depends on how long it takes to complete it. It's a 30-minute project, then you might have 2 priority number 1 items. If it's a 120-minute project, I would only put 1 thing in that priority number 1. Let me get you thinking a little bit differently, folks. So most successful individuals, they literally, every single day, they're thinking, what are the top 3 things I have to get done? And everything else waits. Now, the most successful people, they wake up every morning and ask themselves, if I had to get one thing done today,
what would it be?
What would it be?
That's your frog.
That's your frog.
Then you eat the
frog.
That
you eat every day.
First thing in the morning.
On the day, you're eating a frog first thing in the morning. On your week, you're eating all the frogs that you need to eat on Monday and Tuesday. Yeah. Get it done early while you're fresh after you're recharged from the weekend.
Now, let's say, because this can happen, let's say you have a bunch of little tiny tasks and you're like, well, gosh, how can I only get 3 of those things when each of them only takes me 15 minutes? Well, then just do everything that's admin related, that's taking the same brain power, and put that in a block. And just call it one thing, like admin.
Yeah, call it admin. Like today, I had a few coaching clients, and I put priority number 1. Yeah, people first, right? I put coaching, and I put my 3 client names. Yeah, and like John, Bob, and Sam, not their names. Just to keep their confidentiality. So literally, that was coaching. Number 2 was media and marketing, right? So anything that we're doing, we've got a lot of media interviews, radio, and also TV interviews. So I was planning that. That was priority number 2, right? Had probably about 5 phone calls I had to make. That would take about 90 minutes. Priority number 3 was preparation for the live and doing the live. That's right here. We were planning 2 hours before we were here live with you, planning out this live, okay? So that was my day, and it all got done. Right? Hold on. I'm going to mark it off right here. So I'm right here on my Mindpower planning system knocking out that I got all 3 of my priorities done today. Okay. And
it takes practice. It takes working on it. It takes, like we said earlier, the discipline and to know how to prioritize the most important things. And you will. You'll get it. You'll get it just by doing it.
And you will have a day, mark my word, where you're going to try and take your old procrastination system and put it on the Mindpower planning system.
And you're going to go,
and our Mindpower planning system is going to try and spit it out. It will, because you're going to try and put 10 things on quadrant 1, 20 on quadrant 2, 5 on quadrant 3, and all you did is took your old system that doesn't work and tried to put in a system that does work.
Yeah.
You need to learn how to prioritize, folks, and literally, I'm not kidding you. You will become so much more productive if every single day you're asking yourself, what 3 things do I need to get done? By the way, this should be easy. This is why we don't have a sheet for the week, because for us, we like to see the week big. We like it on a board. By the way, if you don't want to use a whiteboard, use one big piece of paper if that works for you for now. Or there's some good project management software out there, Asana, Trello, Teamwork. If you wanted to break that out for the whole week of your priorities, 1, 2, 3 on deck items, you could do that. We like a big whiteboard. We're actually in the market for. We want like a big Steve Jobs glass wall.
Oh yeah.
That rolls around.
That you can.
Where half of it will be for the week where we'll do like a data dump. This won't work very well. But half of it is like our data dump space. The other half is where we have our cross for the week, right? So here's how easy it is every single day. You take your Mindpower planning system on your iPad or printout, and then literally you go and say, what are the things on priority 1? And if they're in the schedule, oh great, it's already in the schedule. Then write it in, number 1, project 1, number 2, project 2, number 3, whatever that is. On deck, things you hope to get through today. Those are your pebbles. If you don't get to the pebbles, it's okay. But at some point, you're going to need to get to the pebbles, which is why it's good to schedule in Mindpower time to take care of unexpected projects, on-deck items, or a little bit of your own time.
Yep.
That's it. More detailed. We went really detailed today, but we got even more detailed in the book, right? If you want to get even more detailed with it, too, we can work with you privately as well. So I tell you what, that triple punch combo, which is like a true hook, jab, uppercut of planning your Mindpowered week, in sequence, in parallel with, and intimately coupled with your weekly MVPs, which all coincide with itself, your daily MVPs, which just come straight off of your perfect week, and your weekly MVPs that guide you. Listen, watch carefully. Your daily MVPs right here should lead to your weekly MVPs getting accomplished, which leads to you achieving your month goals, your quarter goals, your annual goals, your 5-year goals, your 10-year goals that go all the way out to the end. Begin with the end in mind. You know how we begin with the end in mind? We wrote our obituaries.
Ooh,
Right.
That's a good exercise.
Yeah, we wrote our obituaries. Talk about beginning with the end in mind. We and we have our clients do this too. Yeah, is they begin with the end in mind, their whole life. How do they want their whole life to end up at age 125 or whatever, right? Begin with the end in mind, and honestly, everything should line up to that.
Right.
All the way back through your 25-year plan, your 10-year plan, your 5-year plan, your 1-year plan, your quarterly plan, your month plan, your weekly MVPs, all the way down to your daily MVPs. When things line up, you'll experience flow state. Your productivity will multiply times 10. I give you my word.
Yeah.
We give you our word.
Here's the thing too. When you know what to expect, you don't have to expend and burn extra calories in your mind.
Right.
So you're not burning a lot of energy. Like we also meal prep.
Easy for you to say.
We plan and meal prep on the weekends, usually on Sundays, so that we have food, so that when it comes lunchtime, we don't have to think and stand there and think, what am I going to have for lunch? It's right.
That's another reason
there.
why we don't do our business planning on Sunday, because Sunday is our personal planning. We have all of our workouts planned out for the week. It's in the calendar. So we don't have to think about it. By the way, here's the thing that a lot of people don't get. Oh, by the way, we do love options. So when we do meal prep, we have like 3 different meats, 3 different vegetables, maybe a starch and some quinoa. So we love choice. Listen,
Right.
We all love choice. Let's be real. So there's a lot of choice in our fridge, but at least it's all prepped in a whole bunch of glass lock containers so that it's lunchtime Monday. I'm like, what do I feel like eating today? Cool, I'm going to take grilled chicken with some grilled zucchini and a little bit of quinoa. Boom, boom, boom.
And now
Which even works cold in the summer.
You're getting a really healthy meal with very minimal time to prep it during the week when is your busiest time.
Anyone who knows us knows we're ridiculously scheduled and routined. And there's no way that we could have written a book amidst a packed schedule with a 3-week waiting list amidst a global crisis all at the same time if we weren't scheduled and routined. No way.
Yeah.
So we know every morning we're going to be going for a jog, a run, or a hike. Every morning. It's scheduled.
And then we have choice of which one we're going to do. But
And
we
then,
know big picture that we're going to exercise.
15 minutes of functional training after that, which includes anything from push-ups to burpees to jumping jacks to nitric oxide dump exercises, all these things. It's scheduled. Here's what I'm getting at. You shouldn't have to think unless it's a really important decision.
Yeah, you realize that people are getting burned out by making decisions on what's called decision fatigue.
What should I eat today?
What should I wear?
You know, one of the reasons why people eat unhealthy? Lack of planning.
Because they're so starving that then they just grab whatever is closest to them.
I've been there.
Yeah.
We've been there.
Yeah.
Holy cow. Like, oh my, the times when we didn't plan and we're like...
I ate a whole bag of chips and that was
I ate a whole
my
pizza.
dinner.
I ate a pizza and some French fries and I was like...
And I felt like crap afterwards.
I was like, but when we plan, we feel better. And also we have less, what did you call it? Decision fatigue?
Decision fatigue.
You found that in your recent research.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
There is such thing as decision fatigue.
It's real.
So decide ahead of
Hey,
time as much
Ed,
as
welcome.
possible. Hey, good to see you. Decide as much as possible ahead of time so that you can channel all that decision for when somebody comes in to your office or into your household with a very important question. You have the energy to make that decision, and you didn't spend it on
what to eat. Or what to wear.
Right.
Most coaching days, you'll find us wearing our t-shirts. And like we talked about earlier, Steph's wearing the same one every day, but I have multiple.
And
just kidding, that's a joke.
And in the weekend, I'm probably wearing some shorts and a Columbia Performance fishing gear shirt.
Yeah,
multiple different colors because I like options, but it's pretty much the same thing. And then in the wintertime, I've got a quarter zip with some nice winter pants. So
remember Steve Jobs? He wore the same thing pretty much every day. There's something to that. And in that he wasn't spending valuable energy thinking about what he was going to wear. He saved that for the amazing inventions that he created, right?
Isn't that smart? He saved his energy. Jobs saved his energy for inventions rather than what to wear.
Yeah.
By the way, you can have variety. Yeah. You can have variety, but still be planned out.
Also, so if you notice at the top of the Mindpower planning system, there's a whole blue bar here.
We shared with you what we do every morning for our morning routine.
It's our morning routine right there.
It's our 3x3 method. And we're going to talk more about this in a future live.
We'll demonstrate it in a future live.
For now, I'll tell you it's 3 components. It's a unique breathing technique called the skull breath. There's gratitude there. There's goal setting. It's the 3x3 method. It's literally you're doing 3 sets of breathing, 30 reps on each set. You're doing 3 things you're grateful for, three goals you want to experience or accomplish for the day, the week, the month, the year, your life.
Yeah.
It takes us 1 minute each, and it takes us no more than 9 minutes. 3x3. 3 times 3 equals 9. If you don't have 9 minutes, you don't have a life.
It's true. It's true.
And remember morning routines. There's some beautiful morning routines out there. I saw one that took 2.5 hours. I don't have 2.5 hours in the morning to do a morning routine.
If it's too long, then you won't do it.
If it's too long, you may not do it. You could do it once or twice a day, but once or twice a week. But what's more important with routines
is consistency.
Yeah.
Consistency is key.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So as a reminder, the PDF for this is posted in the book club.
It's in the book club.
The Master Your Mind Power book club.
You can download it and either put it on your iPad and use a stylus to write on it. Or you can just print it out. Print out 52 of these in color, 3-hole punch them, put them in a binder, and all you'll need is this. By the way, you don't need to go and buy a fancy planner. You've got this as a reminder for you every day to do the morning routine. Every week that you're doing the morning routine every day of the week. And then on top of it, you've got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We didn't do Saturday, Sunday, because guess what? Saturday and Sunday is our time to go with the flow.
Yep.
That's us. Our week,
unplanned.
Remember, our week is on a big whiteboard. We have 2 whiteboards. Like we said, we're going to get a big glass wall. Data dump the Covey way here for the whole week, and then organize it into categories 1, 2, 3, and on deck, and then coincide it with your calendar. You're set. 10x productivity. Guaranteed. Follow our system, and your productivity will go through the roof.
Absolutely. There it is.
Remember, like we said earlier, we're big on mindset. This book is heavy on mindset. We also know somebody really wants to master their mind power. They also need to get into planning and productivity. Really, really, really important.
Proper planning prevents poor performance.
What?
Proper planning prevents poor performance.
Correct. We planned before we came here. Only thing we couldn't plan for, which was goofy, was the very beginning, the technological stuff, because you have to be live
to be live
to figure out those things. So thanks for learning with us.
Yeah. So
what questions do you have?
Yeah, any questions, put them in the chat room.
What do we need to know?
As a reminder, our next live will be in 2 weeks, July 1st. So it's a Wednesday, and it'll be 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. And
we don't know what we're going to cover yet.
Yeah, we don't know yet. We'll figure that out.
Yes, 4 P's. Proper planning prevents poor performance. Proper planning.
That's 5, isn't it?
That's 5 P's. It's 5 P's, Seema. That's 5. That's okay. Maybe she blended 2 of the words.
Maybe.
Seema's allowed to do that. She can do that. She's cool like that. So yeah, we care about you all. We care about your productivity. We care about your performance. We care about your mind power. And one of the keys to mind power is your habits. One of the keys to your habits is your mind-powered planning.
Good. Oops, she says 5 P's. Yep.
Yeah. Cool.
No worries.
So we're gonna wrap up for now. If you don't have your copy of the book yet, please pick up your copy of the book, masteryourmindpower.com.
So you can follow along with us.
Somebody bought a book, by the way, Shay.
Yeah, I saw.
Who was that? So that we can.
Chris.
Okay,
Is
cool.
there Chris with us
Chris,
today?
I think a Chris rolled in earlier, so.
Congrats, Chris.
Congrats, Chris. That's Chris for buying the book.
Congrats.
And for everyone else, we're absolutely grateful. That you all made it here. You guys are great. We appreciate you so much.
Thank you. So good to see all of your happy faces. Ed, waiting for your copies to arrive. Cool. Denise,
yes.
Thank you for keeping us ahead. Absolutely.
That's our plan. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Thank you. Looking forward to hearing the audio version of the book. Yeah, that's gonna come
down the road
in the future. Yep. Indeed, that will.
And I
happen.
think Seema also got physical copy of the book too, right? I believe. I think so. So cool, smart thinking. By the way,
we definitely have some books that were on their way to Australia.
Yeah, there's some books on their way over there. So I believe that you've got one. She'll probably give us a thumbs up in a moment. I kind of remember that you did. Our assistant told us.
And again, as a reminder, for anyone that bought the book on masteryourmindpower.com, as soon as you purchase it, immediately you get the PDF sent to your email box. So make sure that you have that. And also the book is available on Amazon and Kindle. You have to search Shafeitel.
Yep.
And you'll find it, our last name.
Yep, Shafeitel, Schafeitel.
Yes.
Cool.
And there's a delay with Amazon with shipping.
Due to COVID-19.
Due to COVID.
Yep.
But you have the PDF so that you can jump into right away. So I think we're good.
I think we're good.
No questions in the...
No questions. That was
Adam.
That was even more epic than the glockenspiel. It's Adam in the future, rather than saying we need more glockenspiel, you can say we need more fanfare. Give me some more fanfare. Love all of you.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for being here.
Make it a great week, and we'll see you July 1st.
Yeah, Seema, get a bunch of copies for your friends. Yeah,
awesome.
Thank you for your support.
Thank
okay,
you.
See you guys in 2 weeks.
Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye-bye.